Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, to my right, we got my girl, my lover, Serena. The first time I made a video with her, you guys asked her to score some fights. One of you guys said GGG versus Canelo, so we actually had a chance to watch GGG Canelo. I already watched it for the first time. I actually want to get my perspective on that, but it's really about her. So, Serena, GGG Canelo, how did you score this fight, and just tell me how you arrived to this conclusion.
With GGG Canelo, in the end, in the final score for GGG, I got 114 and Canelo 117.
So she got 114, 117 in favor of Canelo Alvarez.
Yeah.
So she
and I don't like Canelo personally because I'm Mexican or Tecate or anything. So.
Yeah. It was actually the first time you ever watched Canelo fight.
Yeah.
First time she's ever watched Canelo fight. So mind you, I'm just not putting her on to some boxing. She's learning as she goes along. She scored the fight 117, 114 in favor of Canelo. Looking at her scorecard, you scored 3 even rounds. So you scored round 10, round 7, and round 4, 10-10 rounds. Now, this is one thing in boxing. I told you myself. I personally can't stand scoring 10-10 rounds. I think somebody has to win a round.
Mm-hmm.
But you seem to score 10-10 rounds. So shout out to you.
Yeah.
Shout out to you.
Shout out to you.
Okay, let's get into the fight. So we'll start with the guy who think you want, Canelo. Why? What in his style? What did he show in that fight that made you give him the rounds you giving him more rounds than Golovkin?
He had really good defense. Like, he was dodging a lot of punches that Gennady Golovkin threw.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought that was like, whoa, because when he did that, it was just like so fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why. And also because he landed a lot of effective punches.
Okay, so defensively, you thought Canelo was very sound.
Mm-hmm.
Very sound. How about, because one thing I liked from Canelo after rewatching it with you was, what about his counter punching? When he would slip, when he would dodge a punch and counter off of it. What did you make of that?
Make of that? His counter punching was, I thought it was really good. Like, especially watching the replays.
Yeah.
And in slow motion, I was like, ooh.
Yeah.
That must have really hurt.
Okay.
But that's what's also like great about GGG too, is that he just took those punches like nothing.
And he was able to keep coming and apply that pressure.
Mm-hmm.
And there was one round, it was towards the latter part of the fight, I want to say round 9. Canelo hit Gennady Golovkin with a straight right hand from hell. And I told you, I said, that punch that he just landed on Golovkin, it's put other guys out cold.
Mm-hmm.
And he just took it and he just kept coming.
Yeah.
So to Golovkin, what did you make of just like Golovkin and the pressure he was able to apply on Canelo, just overall how he fought against Canelo for the 12 rounds?
I think he fought really good against Canelo. It was like the same when he fought against Jacobs, Daniel Jacobs. I always noticed that he had just the same amount of energy like throughout the ring.
Good work rate.
Yeah, really good work rate. And yeah, I really like him as a fighter too, because it's just the same amount of energy and he always gives it.
He always maintains that work rate, that energy. Okay. Yeah. How about, because when I watched the fight again with you, I noticed that 5th round, that's when Golovkin seemed to really hit his stride against Canelo.
Yeah, because before it was Canelo the majority.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But what did you make of from the 5th round on Golovkin? What you saw from him? What did you see?
He brought it more. I think he brought his energy up more, especially, and he was ooh, it's getting tough. He has to bring it up more.
What about his jab? His jab and just
his jabs. I think his jabs are really good, and also Canelo's, but especially in 7 and round 10, I just feel like they had the same amount of energy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, so basically what you're telling me is the defense, the counter punching, and the ability to land those effective counter punches was the reason you gave Canelo the fight over Gennady Golovkin.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because what you said, you think Gennady Golovkin
I thought
won.
Gennady won, and I'll give my opinion in a minute, but...
Yeah, but you were saying, also with Canelo, towards the end, his hands were, down, because you could just tell how tired he was.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think back to it, and like Gennady Golovkin had his same energy.
He still maintained it throughout the whole fight. Okay.
I just think the punches from Canelo were more effective.
A little bit more sharper.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Here's my take on the fight.
Mhm.
All right, after watching it for the second time, because
Alright.
we watched the fight together, and I didn't tell her any of the rounds that I was giving Canelo or Golovkin. So I wanted her to come to her own conclusion, so I didn't influence her. So you guys know on this channel, I made a huge uproar about the fight. I thought Gennady Golovkin was robbed, and after watching it again, I will definitely say that Canelo Alvarez looked a lot better than I remember. I thought he was countering really well early on. I thought early on he looked sensational.
Mhm.
Early on, you know, he was throwing. I think it took Gennady Golovkin 4 or 5 rounds to get used to the speed.
Yeah, it did. Like after the 5th round, he like really.
I think
his
that's
energy.
that's when he finally adjusted to the speed. It took him a while, and it was the same thing. I know you haven't watched this fight yet, but Golovkin fought a guy named Kell Brook, who I'm a big fan of. Kell Brook is a welterweight.
Oh, I've heard you talk about it.
And Kell Brook moved up from 147 pounds to 160. He was the #1 welterweight. He moved up to 160 to challenge Golovkin. Very fast fighter. If you watch that fight, it even took Golovkin in that fight a couple of rounds to adjust to the speed of Kell Brook. So I think it was to a much greater extent, it was the same thing. But I just think once we got to the 5th round, Canelo had pretty much expended all the energy he had, and Golovkin was able, even when he was losing those rounds, to maintain intelligent pressure, coming forward with his jab, even if he was missing, with his jab, still applying pressure, and that stuff wears on a fighter. Canelo Alvarez has always been a guy who fights in spurts, so I thought basically from round 5 to 12, it was Golovkin's fight. You know, I think from round 5 to 12, Canelo maybe won 1 round on my scorecard. So I ultimately wound up coming, even though I gave Canelo different rounds in this fight, I wound up at pretty much the same scorecard. I gave Golovkin 9 rounds, I gave Canelo 3. Canelo, there was a couple rounds that you could deem as what we call in boxing swing rounds, where it could go to either guy. But I think the difference in those swing rounds was the fact that Canelo maybe had 1 minute of good work. Gennady was 2.5, 3 minutes of solid work. So because of that, I was giving him a lot of the swing rounds. And overall, it was a good performance, I think, for both guys. I think the rematch is going to be interesting because of the simple fact that I think Gennady Golovkin is just getting older, you know? So the rematch will be interesting for that reason. Gennady's getting older.
How old is he?
36.
Oh, okay.
36.
How old is Canelo?
Canelo's 28, 27. So
Wow.
Canelo's right.
How old were they when they fought? Like this fight?
About the same age. Canelo was about 26, 27. Gennady was 35.
Oh.
So that's the thing. A lot of times, and this is why I think I don't factor this into how I score the rounds, because I think boxing score round by round. You don't factor this in there. But Gennady Golovkin, as the older man, right? He was the guy who was applying the pressure. He was the guy who had better stamina. He was the guy who was landing the punches that were driving Canelo backwards, that were making him fight off of his back foot. He was dropping his hands. He was huffing and puffing. If you didn't tell me anything, if I didn't know anything, I would have thought Gennady Golovkin was a 27-year-old fighter, and I would have thought Canelo was a 35-year-old fighter.
That's true.
So that was when I first watched the fight. That's what I was thinking to myself. My initial thoughts were, one, Golovkin's work rate and pressure was the way he fought, the way he applied his pressure. I thought was just marvelous, that fight. And second of all, Gennady Golovkin doesn't get a lot of credit for being a great defensive fighter. And I think if you go back toward the latter rounds of that fight, when he had Canelo on the ropes, and Canelo was looking for that one counter punch, and every now and then he was landing maybe the odd uppercut, counter uppercut, or straight right. But I thought, like, man, for a guy who doesn't get credit for being a defensive fighter, this guy is fighting a dangerous fighter, Canelo Alvarez, and he's not getting really hit with a whole lot of shots in the later rounds. So I thought it was a great performance for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did too.
Yeah.
That was a fun fight to watch.
Very fun fight to watch. So, Serena, first time watching Canelo Alvarez fight against Golovkin. She thought Canelo won. As you guys know, I disagree with that. I thought Canelo won. So you guys in the comments, because a lot of you guys in there disagree with me. Who do you think won that fight looking back? Gennady Golovkin, Canelo Alvarez. Let me know in the comments down below. Who do you think will win the rematch? That's probably the better question we should be asking. Who do you think was going to win the rematch? I've maintained that despite the age, the Cinco de Mayo. Yeah.
I'm so excited.
Yeah. So, Cinco de Mayo, that'll be taking place. Canelo Alvarez, Gennady Golovkin. Let me know what you guys think. Who wins the rematch? Who won the first fight? And let me know any other fights you want this beautiful lady right here to my right to score. Let me know in the comments down below. We still have a couple fights we have to get to that you guys left in other videos, but we will definitely get to them at some point. So Any final thoughts, Serena?
No, I had fun watching it with you.
She had fun watching with me, and I had a lot of fun watching it with her. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Take the time to subscribe, like I say in every video. You know, my name is Brandon Taylor, here with Serena Mesa. All right, and like I always say in every video, you know, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Dania. That's Dania in South Florida. If you didn't know, so if you didn't know, get your damn geography up. All right, so God bless, guys.